Joy rising, beautiful souls. Joy rising. Sending you lots of love and light. Thank you again for being here with me. So excited that you are taking this journey with me and just being a part of it with me. It makes me really, really happy and excited. Thank you so much. It's early in the morning. I literally just woke up. Oh, what is on my lip? No idea what that was. But yes, welcome back to Conversations with God, an Uncommon Dialogue by Neale Donald Walsch. Thank you so much for being here. We left off. So, let me see. Basically, I guess what we're talking about the old one. The last video is there. We only go off of two emotions, love and fear. And it was basically he was basically saying everything we learned are from our parents. God said we were taught to fear him and that he was this punishing God, but he was like, why am I going to punish you? Don't you get that enough from your own parents? Don't you get condemned from your own parents? Don't you get damned by your own parents? Like, didn't all those negative things, didn't it come from your parents? So he became the one where he's not like that. He's completely opposite. So everything that we thought we knew about him is really not true. And that was hard for me to process and for me to be open when I first started this book, because I was like, no, this isn't right. I was taught this and this and this. And then it was like a battle. And they're like, no, you need to open your mind more. You don't know everything. And it's like, you're right. I don't know everything. I was just going off of what I did know. And I was like, nah, kind of thing. But once I realized and they let me know, I don't know everything. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to be open to see your perspective of it. And then started to use my discernment. And I was like, oh my God, yeah, this is everything I've always known and felt ever since I was a little girl. So, yeah. So we'll pick up where Neale asks, if you're just coming in and tuning in, this is the first one. Hi, welcome. I suggest you go back to the last two videos to catch up to this one. I'm trying to make them 30 to 40 minutes long, each one. And I do this because it's this is part of my meditation and grounding for the morning. So I just wanted it to be for you as well. Just take this time out of your day just to be present and listen and do as you please. So let's get started. So it says, you make it sound so easy, and yet in the moment of decision, fear wins more often than not. Why is that? You have been taught to live in fear. You have been told about the survival of the fittest and the victory of the strongest and the success of the cleverest. Precious little is said about the glory of the most loving. And so you strive to be the fittest, the strongest, the cleverest in one way or another. And if you see yourself as something less than this in any situation, you fear loss. For you have been told that to be less is to lose. I was taught that. I was taught that. And I was like, and I always find, that's not right. And it says, and so of course you choose the action fear sponsors, for that is what you have been taught. Yet I teach you this: when you choose the action love sponsors, then will you do more than survive? Then will you do more than win? Then will you do more than succeed? Then you will experience the full glory of who you really are and who you can be. Let me read that again. I'm going to read. And so, of course, you choose the action of fear sponsors, for that is what you have been taught. Yet I teach you this: when you choose the action love sponsors, then you will do more than survive. Then you will do more than win. Then you will do more than succeed. Then you will experience the full glory of who you really are and who you can be. To do this, you must turn aside the teachings of your well-meaning but misinformed. Worldly tutors, and hear the teachings of those whose wisdom comes from another source. Like, how do I put this? Like, some people communicate with angels, their guides, past loved ones. I've always been able to communicate straight to source, because I'll be like, I don't talk to their past loved ones, but I know the same messages you're getting, that you're saying you're getting from their past loved one, I'm getting from source too. But I'm not getting from their loved one. But source is making me feel the feeling. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't know. Hopefully one of you guys out there knows what I mean. But let's get back to it. It says, to do this, you must turn aside the teachings of your well-meaning but misinformed worldly tutors, and hear the teachings of those who wisdom comes from another source. So it's like the people who are teaching about God, they're we all go into this by well-meaning, right? But some do get astrayed. We'll call it astrayed, and then because it's I don't want to say it's difficult, but it kind of is, the spirituality and going back and forth. Oh, train. And he says, there's so much teachers among you, as always there have been. For I will not leave you without those who would show you, teach you, guide you, and remind you of these truths. Yes. Yet the greatest reminder is not anyone outside of you, but the voice within you. This is the first tool that I use because it is the most accessible. See, and I knew it because I was always that one kid that, you be quiet, I just need to see you, I don't want to hear you. So I started to talk to the voice within, and I never told anybody that, because they always told me, oh, you can talk to yourself but never answer yourself, because that means you're crazy. So I was always labeled as crazy, and I didn't want to be crazy. You know what I mean? Crazy was not a good word on my mom's side of the family. They always threw that word around, like, oh, you're crazy. Oh, you're crazy. I was always crazy because, like, I knew the truth, but they didn't know I knew the truth, and I brought it forth, and then they had to experience the truth on themselves to know that I was telling the truth. So it's not even about telling the truth. It's not even about being right. It's just about certain things that I was aware of. But I always answered to that voice. That voice was always freaking nice to me, always loving, always caring. I say that's the voice that raised me, because that's the voice that always kept me in check, to be like, especially after something, like especially in the group home would happen, I'd go to my room and that voice would start talking to me. Like, okay, what happened? What did you do? What could you have done differently? Like, you hurt their feelings. They hurt yours. Like, all that kind of stuff. That's why I always say God raised me. That's why God's my mother and my father. God's everything to me. Whatever it is I need at that moment. May I need a sister. She's my sister. I call God they, their, them, because I consider God multiple people for me that I need in that moment. May I need a listening ear. Like, they're a listening ear for me. If I need a brother, they're a brother for me. Sister, they're a sister for me. Mom, dad, basically everything. Especially when I need a mentor at that moment, or if I need someone like clarification, or if I'm like, I'm stuck, I need your help. Right there, baby. That's the first one. But it's like, we were taught to be like, no, don't listen to that voice, or, oh, that voice is just my voice. Well, yeah, that is your voice, but that's the nice part of you. That's God talking to you, because it's your choice to listen to either voice. Either the ones that's like, no, fuck this, or the one who was like, it's okay, like, let it go. Like, it's all right, feel your feelings, purge it out, but then you need to forgive, you need to let go. What did you do wrong? You know what I mean? That's the voice you want to tap into, okay? That's the voice that's going to tell you all the truths and nothing but the truth, and you'll feel the truth, hear the truth, and even see the truth. So let's continue. Sorry. I was like, I'm telling you, see, like, I can continue to talk about this and continue to talk about this, because this, like, I mean, I swear I need to get like a community center together, and we need to all just like read this book and stop and discuss this book, and I want to hear other people's perspectives of what they got. Like, I really love this book. Okay, let's keep on going. Okay. The voice within is the loudest with which I speak, because it is the closest to you. It is a voice which tells you whether everything is true or false, right or wrong, good or bad, as you have defined it. Because we're the ones who defined good or bad, right and wrong. He didn't. He left that up to us to choose. It is the radar that sets the course, steers the ship, guides the journey, if you but let it. It is a voice which tells you right now whether the very words you are reading are words of love or words of fear. Yes, and that's the voice too. That's what I'm saying. This book takes me a while, and I always stop because I always stop and I talk like, is it that voice? Yes, duh. Like, and that voice is funny, that voice is loving, accepting, like, it's just nothing but love, basically. It says, by this measure can you determine whether they are words to heed or words to ignore. And that's why I say, like, use your discernment while reading this book, even when I'm reading this to you and you're watching this video. Use your discernment. If you feel what I'm saying, that what I'm reading that God is saying to be true, take that feeling. And if you don't, leave that feeling. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with you. Like, you're perfect the way you are. I'm perfect the way that I am. Everyone's perfect the way that they are. Even though it's like perfect is not something attainable, I guess you can say. But it's like, I'm never going to be perfect. Someone else is perfect in their eyes and da-da-da-da-da. But I'm perfect for me, myself, and I, and in my eyes. But I don't project that out to anyone. I don't be like, well, I'm perfect. I don't walk around like that. No, because I know that I am in my ways, because God made me in his like image. And she makes no mistakes whatsoever. And I always tell everybody, we're all different but the same. God made us all different. So if we come in contact with one another, to see if we're going to accept one another for the way that one another looks. And if we don't, then we truly don't accept God, because God takes no form. He's like, God's everything. So it's like, okay, so that's why it's like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. If you can see the beauty in it, then you can see God. But if you see the ugly in it, you're not there yet. It's just, you're going through so much, which is fine, because that was me too. I couldn't see the beauty in things until I went within, until I was slowly shown the beauty. But let's keep on going. Sorry. Okay, let's keep on going. And then this is Neil talking. It says, you said that when I always choose the action that love sponsors, then I will experience the full glory of who I am and who I can be. Will you explain this, please? Good job. I'll explain this. There's only one purpose for all of life, and that is for you and all that lives to experience fullest glory. Everything else you say, think, or do is attended to that function. There is nothing else for your soul to do, and nothing else your soul wants to do. The wonder of this purpose is that it is never ending. An ending is a limitation, and God's purpose is without such a boundary. Ooh. Should there come a moment in which you experience yourself in your fullest glory, you will in that instant imagine an even greater glory to fulfill. The more you are, the more you can become. And the more you can become, the more you can yet be. The deepest secret is that life is not a process of discovery, but a process of creation. You are not discovering yourself, but creating yourself anew. Seek, therefore, not to find who you are. Seek to determine who you want to be. Oh, I was like, I get emotional. Then Neil, it's Neil, right? Yeah, Neil. I always go back and forth between Neil and Donald. Neil and Donald, he's both of them. So I go back and forth between those names. Okay, apologies, but let's roll with it. Says, there are those who say that life is a school and that we are here to learn specific lessons, and that once we graduate, we can go on to larger pursuits, no longer shackled by the body. Is this correct? It is another part of your mythology based on human experience. Life is not a school. No. We are not here to learn lessons. No. We're not. We're here to experience. I'm telling you, we're here to experience because we never experienced certain things before. Sorry, I get a little passion. That's what we're here to do. We're not here to learn things. Yes, we learn along the way what not to do again for ourselves, but this life isn't based on lessons. It's experience. Experience what this world has to offer. Experience, if you want to go skydiving, go fucking skydiving. Go bungee jumping. Or go experience the natural rainforests. Go experience that to be like, man, you know what I did? And that you can say you did that in this lifetime. Other than that, it's going to be like, man, only if I would have went to go visit here. I should have went to go. It's going to be a lot of those. Why not do it? Experience it. You like it. You freaking liked it. You turned it into loving it. If you didn't like it, then you know, at least you can say you tried. And you have something to talk about in any kind of conversation, any topic around anybody, because you've tried everything. You don't limit yourself. Okay, let's keep on going. Let's get, because I could keep on preaching, baby. Okay, so it's like, we're not here to learn lessons? No. Then why are we here? Then why are we here? Please explain.